Hello, this is Ada Boulay, and I hope you're having the most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And today, I'm talking about when black love makes sense. Now we see the promotion of black love on social media, on network TV, and in magazines and articles talking about black love. But we hear a lot of kickback. A lot of people don't believe in it. Somebody says there's no such thing as black love. And that's somebody who is very discouraged, who hasn't had any success with black love, and maybe haven't seen anybody else have success with black love. And so when you haven't seen anything but negative images, and you've lived a lot of negative experiences with black men or black women, then you don't get it that black love makes sense. But if you've lived in an environment where you have seen black love at work, where you have seen couples working together and succeeding, then black love makes sense to you. Now, all over America, there are very successful, thriving black communities. If you go on the Black Excellence channel, it will give you a list of affluent black neighborhoods all over this country. These neighborhoods are made up of black families, black father, black mother, and black children. I don't know how it came to be that so many black people don't believe that the black family exists, but it does. In Atlanta, Georgia, South DeKalb is one of the most affluent areas in the United States for black people. There are beautiful subdivisions, beautiful churches, schools, restaurants, shopping centers, golf courses, recreational centers. Whatever you would want in a neighborhood, you can find there in South DeKalb. And those neighborhoods and communities exist all over the country for black people. So it's a lie that there is no black love and that black men and black women can't succeed. That is a lie. All over this country, there are very successful black couples. They are making their love work, and they're not making a big deal of it. They're not necessarily big time athletes or entertainers, the people that we tend to look up to. They're just working people, ordinary black people who have found a way to make their lives work. Now, I saw this image of Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles in People magazine, and it really warmed my heart, because this was not a fanfare couple. They are high profile athletes. She is a superstar athlete, and he is at least playing football well enough to stay on a team. And the average salary for a football player is somewhere like $785,000. And according to the internet, he is worth $7 million and she's worth $16 million. So that's top tier. So it makes sense. Black love makes sense when two sensible black people choose to be together. You cannot manufacture love through pandering, flattery, or indulgence. It has to come from the heart. It has to be organic. That has not changed, and it probably won't change in our dispensation. And that's how come maybe it's so hard for black people to find that happy space with each other, because we're looking for something that's not organic. We're looking for something outside, like what somebody looks like, what other people think about what you look like. Because now it's got to be the case that everybody else got to think that you got a fly chick or that your man is the greatest thing ever. And the only person that really needs to think that is you. And this couple stands out to me. And I kept wondering, what is it about these two that stands out? What is it that stands out? There are a couple of things about them that stand out. The first thing being the height difference. So that's one thing that stands out. But another thing that stands out is the fact that they seem to be so enamored of each other. They both seem so genuinely happy with each other. Every woman wants a man who makes moves like this. So this is very appealing. This is when black love makes sense. The next thing that's noticeable is her. Simone Biles is dark-skinned. With all of this colorism talk, all of this light skin and all of this mixed and all of this complaining about weaves and wigs, she embodies all of that, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with it. She is a beautiful, dark-skinned black woman. She's accomplished. Simone Biles is composed and very intelligent. If you've ever heard Simone Biles in an interview, you know that she knows how to own an interview. But she's not what everybody's calling a preference. She's not a preference. She's just a regular black woman. And a black man that likes black women will like a regular black woman. The relationship has to be based on the common interests of the two people, of their goals and aspirations, and how they view their future together as a couple and as a family. Those things have to be taken into consideration when you are considering a mate. And I know there are those who will kick and scream when they hear this, but people who come from similar backgrounds get along better and have a better chance of making a relationship work. This is when black love makes sense. When you realize that you're going to have a better chance of getting along with somebody who understands you from an emotional standpoint and a cultural standpoint than somebody who doesn't. Dr. Umar Johnson was clowning this African basketball player named Joel Embiid who married a white Brazilian woman. And he said he knows that woman wouldn't give him a second look if he didn't have money. He knows she doesn't want him. He claims that these wealthy black men know that these white women don't want them, except for their money. But it's worth it to them. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Dr. Umar Johnson implied when he was talking about Joel Embiid. We'll see how it fares over time, but this kind of love doesn't make sense. When you know somebody is only there because of what you can do for them or what you can give them, you know that that love is not going to work. That love doesn't make sense. Another thing that stands out about this couple, neither one of them seems to have been run through the ringer, running around with a lot of different men or a lot of different women. When they came on the stage, they came together. I believe that, I'm sure they had partners before then, but as far as being in the limelight, we just haven't heard a lot about them. Their reputations haven't been run through the mud. Their names haven't been on every signboard, as they used to say in church. So in that regard, they're getting off to a fresh start. And this is an example of when black love makes sense. So if black love makes sense, when two people really like each other, when you're looking for characteristics beyond physical beauty. And I think that's what this is. Even though they're both very attractive, nobody would be surprised if Jonathan Owens was with some low-achieving or non-achieving white woman or biracial woman. Nobody would be surprised. Matter of fact, that's what you would expect. And we wouldn't be shocked if she was with a non-black man. But the chances of him being with a white woman greater than her being with a white man based on statistics. But he seems smitten with her. Now, another thing about this couple that stands out is these people already have money. Both of them already have money. They're both millionaires. Black love makes sense when it's down to earth with realistic expectations of each other. Now, I don't know how this couple will fare in the long run, but they are off to a very good start. And that is something that really stands out. Black love makes sense when it's realistic, when people are looking beyond what they see on the outside and looking at the character of the person and the characteristics of a person that are compatible with yours. Because black love is not going to flourish when the whole world is involved in that relationship. So this kind of black love makes sense to me. Two young people who seem to really like each other, who are not chasing the limelight, and who seem to see value in each other. That is the only way that black love makes sense. When black people, black man and a black woman, see value in one another. And you can build from that, whether you start with a little bit of money or whether you start with a lot of money. You can build from that and make a life that will be successful, and that is the best chance for black people passing down generational wealth. I was listening to a content creator a few days ago, and he says that more money is being extracted from the black American community by means of interracial marriage than any other community. I don't know if that's right or not, but he seemed convinced that he was right. I don't know what the final marrying out tally will be, but it appears that it will be substantial. I believe that people should marry who they want. And this whole thing about begging for black men, for black women, I think people need to stop it. Black love needs to make sense. And it does not make sense if a black woman's got to beg a black man to see value in her, to provide for her, or to protect her and her children. That doesn't make sense, because that's a man's natural responsibility. And if you got to beg him to do that, you're going to be in a crazy relationship. So we don't want that. We want black men and black women to be together who see each other's value, who value our culture and our history, what we've been through, which makes us strong and unique as a people. It's not just about one black person who can do this or that person who can do that. It's about black people as a collective. That is what has made us who we are. Our culture, our history, our experience here, and the tragedy and the triumph of being a black American. And if a black man or a black woman doesn't see the value in that, let them go. Bye, Felicia. And I'm happy to say that I don't see that on my channel. The women on my channel don't seem to be black male worshipers or mammies or anything like that. The women that respond to my videos seem to be grounded, with their heads on straight, who know what they want out of life and what they don't want. That is the kind of black woman that can make a relationship work. So anyway, there is a way that black love can make sense. And it has to do with people being grounded themselves and ingraining this verse in your heart. Real love is not based on romance, candlelight dinners, and walks along the beach. It is based on respect, care, compromise, and trust. Do these things and keep everybody else out of your business, and you'll have a good chance of succeeding in your love. So black love makes sense when black people are protecting each other and who have each other's back. So anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video. And as always, have a great day.